Dear all, welcome to the lecture series on power system protection. In this video, I am going to discuss the following topics. It is given over here. First of all, I would like to discuss the fault statistics. Later on, zones of protection. What is the importance of zones of protection, and how about the classification of zones of protection? Then what are the essential qualities of a protective system? These are the 3 points I am going to discuss in this session. First and the foremost, let me discuss about what do you mean by fault statistics. Why fault statistics need to be considered? You must have heard about statistics. Okay. So related to what are the fault statistics you have to consider. For example, in order to design a suitable protective system or suitable protective schemes, we need to identify how often the fault is going to happen. That means frequency of occurrence of fault need to be considered before designing of a power system protective system. You know that different type of components are involving in power system, especially generating equipments, then transmission equipments and distribution equipments. The following elements are to be one of the important part of power system, like overhead transmission line, then UG cable, underground transmission line, then transformers for stepping up and stepping down. Of course, it's required. For the generating stations, this is unavoidable, that is generators. Then different switch gears such as circuit breakers, isolators, protective relays, etc. Then the measuring instruments like current transformers, voltage transformer, or we can call it as potential transformers, then protective relays, such kind of control equipments also plays a lot. Now we can see these are the elements which are very essential for power system protective equipments. For example, for overhead lines, the total percentage of occurrence of fault will be almost 50%. 50% of the fault will be occurring in the overhead lines. That you have to remember. In that there will be symmetrical fault and unsymmetrical fault. If I talk about the UG cable, underground cables, only 9% fault will be occurring. If I talk about the transformer, especially transformer winding and all, almost 10% of the fault will be occurring in the transformers. Look at generators. If I talk about the generators, majorly 7% of the fault can be expected from the generators or alternators, AC generators. Regarding the switch gears, especially CT, then PTs, protective relays, circuit breakers, etc., almost 12% of the fault we can expect from those switch gears. Regarding the control equipments, major control equipments, you can expect almost 12%. So this is actually the expectation. Some expectation is required before designing a system. Some expectation is required. So more protective equipments has to be involved at the transmission line. From this data we can able to analyze in this manner. So more amount of protective equipment should be involved in the overhead transmission line. Obviously almost 50% of the fault is occurring in overhead transmission line. I hope you understood. This is one of the statistics, fault statistics. One more fault statistics I'll be showing you. Now you can able to see the different type of faults. Now you can able to see the symmetrical and unsymmetrical fault. For example, consider symmetrical fault. Three-phase fault is one of the example of symmetrical fault. The probability of occurring the symmetrical fault is very rare. That is only 2%. But if I talk about unsymmetrical fault, especially LG fault, line to ground fault, the line to line fault, double line to ground fault, you can see, especially as I already explained the previous video, line to line ground fault, line to SLG fault, single line to ground fault, almost 80% of the fault will be single line to ground fault only. Line to line fault is almost 8%. For example, a bird is sitting on two lines. Definitely that causes line to line fault. Or short circuit between or crossing of two lines. That is also reason for line to line fault. Almost 8% we can anticipate. If I talk about the double line to ground fault, probability is very less, almost 5%. See, in the last two categories, the percentage of occurring those two faults are very limited. Okay, so some probability information is required. Based on that, you have to take care, especially to avoid single line to ground fault. What are the aspects we have to follow up? What are the constraints, or what are the major things we have to follow up? That we have to take care. Okay, so these are called the fault statistics. Hope you understood the importance of fault statistics. Suppose consider a disease. So you'll be in a hospital, the authority, they are going to make a database, they are going to do different surveys. Okay, for a gram panchayat or any type of villages or any authority, they are going to conduct different type of surveys. Okay, why it is required? For collecting the data, of course. What are the different zones of protection? Now let us understand the zones of protection. So you can see the different zone. For example, you can see the generator. So this dotted line represents zone 1. Second one is actually regarding the transmission line. For we require a step up transformer. We can say that there is a second zone, zone number 2. In the zone 3, it is belong to distribution system. So these are the zone 1, zone 2, zone 3 protection. And this is for the distribution system, especially local distribution, like different load feeders like zone 4, zone 5, zone 6, especially typical for feeders. Now what we can observe? What we can observe is each zones are interconnected. Actually there is an overlapping. Look at this. This portion is actually overlapped. And here is also there is an overlapping. Here also you can able to see the overlapping. Why this overlapping is required? That is one of the very essential criteria for protective system. This overlapping improves the way of protecting. The protection system, the quality of the protective system will be improved. The efficiency, I can say that efficiency of the protective system will be improved if this kind of overlapping takes place. Basically, two type of protections are ensured. Number one, primary protection, and second one is known as backup protection. So most of the cases, primary protection is going to act. Okay, primary protective system is going to act. In case primary protective system fails, of course, backup protection will be activated. So we need both primary protection and backup protection. Backup protection will be segmented into remote backup, then relay backup system, and breakup backup system. So these two things are associated with the relay and the circuit breakers. These relay breaker and the circuit breakers, based on the relay and the circuit breaker operation, the remote backup is actually separate. Okay, so this is actually called zones of protection. Zones of protections are very essential in case of if you are dealing with the power system protective systems. This overlapping also one of the most important observation we can able to make out. Based on the activation of primary and backup protection, definitely the power system protective system will maintain in a better manner. Now I would like to discuss the major important point, like what are the essential qualities of protective system. Essential qualities of protective systems are as follows. The protective system must and should have selectivity and discrimination. It should identify which one is fault and which one is healthy current. For example, consider a current. It should identify is it a fault or not, it has to identify. Okay. Then reliability. Any fault is occurred, the faulty portion should be isolated from the healthy portion, and the remaining portion will be activated as normal as it is. And it should not, power should not be curtailed. For example, there are different systems like feeder 1, feeder 2, feeder 3. 1, 2, 3. Suppose a fault is occurred in the feeder 1, it will be isolated. It should be isolated. Remaining feeder should be activated as normal. That should be taken place. Otherwise, power curtailment will be taken place. It will block power shutdown. All the things should be taken place. That should not be taken. Okay, that should not be going on. Now I am going to discuss about sensitivity. Sensitivity is also very essential. Identification of proper operation. That is the word meaning of sensitivity. The stability is also another criteria of a good quality of protective system. Operation should be very much fastly, else certain damages will be taken place. Quick operation is one of the essential criteria. These are the essential qualities of protection. Regarding the performance, correct operation is needed. Okay, so primary relay operate first, later on what I can say, the isolation will be taken place. That means first of all primary protection, later on backup protection. In case primary protection fails, backup protection will be activated. Then incorrect operation, for example failure, malfunction, unplanned and unanticipated operation of protective system results incorrect operation of a relay. That also need to be considered. And no conclusion. Sometimes if not conclusion things also will be happen in case of protective system.